Hi everyone, this is Niall from windowsnoob.com, and today I'm going to show you the process of upgrading from System Center Configuration Manager 1711 Tech Preview to the latest release, which is System Center Configuration Manager 1712 Tech Preview. So to start it off, you go to Updates and Servicing in the console. Here you can see Configuration Manager Technical Preview 1711 is installed. So to start it off, go up to the ribbon and click on Check for Updates. As you can see, it will inform you that it's checking for updates and that you can return to the Updates and Servicing status node in the monitoring workspace or view the dmpdownloader.log. So that's what we'll do. But before we do that, let's open up the Task Manager. I like to do that because then I can see exactly when it starts the download and when it's finished downloading and so on. So as you can see there, underneath the net, it's not really doing anything. It hasn't started yet. Pretty sure we clicked on Check for Updates, but maybe we need to do it again. So anyway, let's go to Program Files in Microsoft Configuration Manager and Logs, and in there you'll see the dmpdownloader.log. There it is. This log file will give you data about the download of the update. The update being the next version of SCCM, whether it's the technical preview release or the current branch release, but in this case it's the technical preview. So if we go back to the console, just click that again, hopefully something will happen. There we go. So you know it starts the download when it says download large file with bits, because what it does is it downloads this big cab file, and there you can see the internet usage is going up. It's downloading. The download itself, it's about 1.5 gigabytes. Not a whole lot. But it has to download the cab file and then extract it. And strangely, in this this release, maybe it's a bug with Technical Preview 1711 or 1712. I don't know. I really don't know. But this is the first time I noticed this, that when it downloads this release, it actually just goes and downloads it again. So now we can see that the state is downloading, and by clicking in the refresh, in the ribbon and clicking on the refresh button, you can see that the state will change throughout the upgrade process. You can also click on Show Status, as you see there, and then right click on that one and Show Status again. And you have in the first window you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phases. It's in the download phase right now, and if you click on that, if you click on any of the phases, you get detailed information about what it's doing, whether it's completed or not started yet, and so on. This is sort of like a visual check of what's going on during the upgrade process. Of course, if you want more details, you can look at the log files themselves. And the log file that we need to look at right now is called dmpdownloader.log, and there it is, the logs file. Right? And where does it download this to? It downloads it to the Easy Setup Payload folder. And if we go in there, you'll see there's a couple of files and folders. The folders with the weird names, they're GUIDs. That one starting with BE529, that is Technical Preview 1711, and 51B629, that is Technical Preview 1712. I'll show you later in this video how you can determine what the GUID is in relation to your technical preview release, or in fact the current branch release. Now, if Microsoft updates a technical preview or current branch release for some reason, because there was a problem, whatever, and they update it slightly. So let's just imagine that they try to fix some bug, and they do it one day after it was released. Well, it will still be called whatever it's called in the wild, for example, technical preview 17.12, but the GUID will change. So you cannot depend on the GUID as being, the be-all and end-all of identifying your release. Go by what it says in the console. So here you see it's downloading the large file with bits. And we're 5 minutes 43 seconds into the process. Remember, it's a CAD file. It has to download that CAD file, and then it will go through the process of extracting all the files in that CAD file, which it's doing right now. And that's quite a quick process, doesn't take too long. Once it's extracted all that, then it changes the state from downloading to ready to install. However, like I said, in this particular release, I don't know why, but instead of doing that, it actually goes and downloads it again. And I made some changes to the registry as recommended by the product group, but it didn't make a difference. So, so I'm guessing it's a bug that should be fixed, or has been fixed in later releases. Who knows? Never noticed this before, but so it's still downloading, as we can see. Yeah. On my 100 megabit line. Shame it doesn't use all the download. So at this point it looks like it's doing nothing, but it is still downloading. And in a minute or so it will update that log file and you'll see that it starts to download again. Even though it has already downloaded everything. Like I said, it only happens in this release. And it's no big deal. I should point out that the technical preview release is what you use in your lab. It's limited in certain ways. For example, it's limited to 10 clients. It will expire after 90 days. It really is only for testing the new, latest and greatest features that are coming to Config Manager. And it's released monthly. Technical preview comes out monthly, whereas the current branch release comes out a couple of times per year. So if you want to try the latest and greatest features that are available to Config Manager and that might make it into the current branch release, then this is the one to go for. So let's look here and you should see there it is, download large file with bits. It's actually starting to download now for the second time because of that bug. So there you can see the gap where it was doing some things, and then it started to download again. So another 1.5 gig to download, and then extract, and then the state in the console will change from downloading to ready to install, and at that point we can actually install it. So yeah, the history button, if you click on that you get a visual indication of exactly what upgrades you've done to your hierarchy. So this is pretty cool. You can see that I started with technical preview 15.12. That's 2015, December 2015. And now we're at 2017 December, so 2 years later. So actually this lab is 2 years old. It's really time to upgrade it to the server 2016, I think, now that it's 2 years old. So we know the actual routine here. It will download the cab file. There is the aforementioned cab file. Once it's done, it will extract the files. And when the files are extracted, then we'll be ready to install the upgrade. And this entire process from start to finish in this particular lab takes about 42 minutes. And we are now 10 minutes 52 seconds into that process. Clock is ticking. In case you're interested, this is a laptop, an old Dell E6530, I think, an i7 with only 16 gigs of RAM but 5 terabytes of SSD storage. So I use it for doing all my labs. It's a great machine. The only thing I wish is that I had more RAM. 32 gigs or 64 would be nice. More CPU as well, I guess. For now, it will do. So, still downloading. Still downloading. And it's extracting. Fantastic. Okay, once it's done extracting, we can go back and refresh in the console and we should see that it says ready to install. So let's check that. And there it is. And to start installing the upgrade, you can right click and choose Install Update Pack. And that's what we're going to choose. Click on that. Next, you can ignore any prerequisite checks and warnings, but we're not going to do that. We want to know what the results of those checks are. And, you know, if there's a problem, we want it to notify us. Here's the features. There's a whole bunch of them. And next, you've got your client update settings. If you want to upgrade without validating or validate your pre-production client collection, go ahead and do that. In this case, we're just going to upgrade. Next, accept the end user license agreement. Click next. You got a summary, and click next again, and it will basically say done. That's how hard it is to upgrade Config Manager. Okay, well, in reality, there's a lot of things going on. So now what we need to do is switch log file. Let's go to the log file that's important for this, and that's the cm update.log. That log file will describe the entire upgrade process from start to finish. But there are two other log files
that we need to look at. That is the config manager setup.log and the config manager prereq. We'll look at them also. So here is the cm update.log. Nothing has started yet, but it will. We are 15 minutes into the upgrade. So if you go to the root of C, you'll see config manager prereq.log and config manager setup.log. Those two logs, in addition to the cm update.log, are worthwhile looking at. So in the prereq log, it hasn't started updating yet because it's still November 2017. It hasn't updated yet. It will soon, once the upgrade starts. Likewise for the other log file. If you have problems with the upgrade, make sure to look at these two log files. You could have something silly that has gone wrong in the prereq, such as the upgrade won't start because you don't have enough free disk space on C. I think you need 15 gig minimum. You can also click on show status to in the console to get all of those phases along with the steps in each phase to get detailed information in the GUI about what's going on. But if you want to get nitty-gritty details, you have to look at the log files, cmupdate.log and so on. So it's in the replication phase. The download phase is complete. It's downloading all those files. The update content library will probably start. You need to click on the refresh button in the top right. Yep, there you go. And now it's on to the prerequisite check. So if we go and look at that log file, the config manager prereq.log, you will see that it lists all the actions that it has checked. And that's not it. No. Okay. This is starting to log the process. Stopping services. Config manager services. And in the prereq log, you can see that it started logging today. And the config manager setup.log has also started. So those three logs will give you some good information about the upgrade process. Don't know what that particular line is about, but I don't think it's important because the upgrade will complete just without any problem. And as we can see, yeah, let's refresh again. And it's upgrading the config manager database now. That's the step it's on. And that will take some time, 10 minutes or more. So be patient. Actually, having a lab dedicated to the technical preview releases is a very good idea because, number one, you get to see the new stuff that's coming out every month. But number two, oh, here's a thing I wanted to show you, and that is, if you want to see the package GUID of the releases, just right click on the columns heading and you add it, and there they are. So remember that BE 529, that was in the easy setup payload folder. It'll be gone now because it's been deleted by the upgrade process, but the other one will be left behind.
So there you go. There's just one, and that is the technical preview 17.12 release. That's how you can see the package GUID in the console. Just enable it in the view. So there's the cm update.log. Off it goes. Does a whole bunch of SQL Server upgrade scripts. A lot of these can take time before you see anything really happening. It might look like it's pausing and stuff. Don't lose faith, it will continue. And when it gets to the files stage, copying files and so on, install files I think it is called, you'll see a lot of red in the log, but don't worry about that. That's just because it has problems with access control lists, which is expected, so it's nothing to worry about when you see those many lines of red during the install file step. But we're not there yet, it's still upgrading the database. And I'm getting bored, so I'm just scrolling up and down through the log, see what's going on. I did try this update last night and went about halfway through and then restarted the whole process, so that's probably why it says 1:37 a.m. And for those of you that don't know, the CM Trace tool is included with Config Manager. Excellent tool for watching logs live. Basically see the information as it happens. So these particular steps here in the upgrade, they take forever. So you have to be patient. We'll just sit on them, apparently doing nothing, but it is doing something. We're 22 minutes and 33 seconds into the upgrade. Still upgrading the Config Manager database. So we're nearly halfway through the upgrade. This is on a Core i7 laptop running Hyper-V with a gazillion number of VMs, only 16 gigs of RAM, 5 terabytes of SSD storage, which is very nice. But this is my main lab host, and it has served me very well in the last number of years. I've brought it to conventions and so forth. So you see the CPU is running at about 30% there. When we started the process, I think it was running at 6%. When I do an upgrade, I usually always have Task Manager open, CM Trace open, just to see what's going on with the logs, but also to see what's going on with the performance. So is the CPU getting maxed out? Is the Ethernet being used? It gives you an indication of where you are. Another indication. There are many ways. Console, logs, Task Manager. So, still upgrading. Like I said, these steps, they're boring and slow, but the action will continue soon. I have to say shout out to David James and team for the amazing things they're doing with Config Manager in the last number of years. The technical preview and current branch releases are just incredible. They keep churning them out faster than ever, adding more and more features which we can vote for on user voice. So basically these are features that people have asked for, like
I want such and such a feature in Config Manager. Boom. There it appears. So if you're not aware of user voice, then check it out. There are many ideas, great ideas there that you can either vote for to give them more visibility to the Config Manager team, or you can raise your own ideas. And if you're lucky, your idea will end up in a technical preview release, such as this one. And if it's really good, then it will end up in a current branch release, which is the stuff that ends up in production. So a lot of the cool features in this particular release were done with the help of the Config Manager or the Enterprise Mobility MVPs at a special MVP summit in November in Seattle. I couldn't make it, had to work, but c'est la vie. A bunch of guys did make it, and a lot of their ideas are in this release, which is very cool. So it's still upgrading the database. But soon it'll fly through the next bit, and we'll get to the install files section where you'll see a whole bunch of red floating through the CN trace log. CPU is still going at 30%, 28%. Slightly less than a third of its total capacity. If you like logs, then SCCM is for you. There it goes. Okay, all that info. I have to say, I love logs because, at least if something goes wrong, you can dig into the logs and find the information. The information might not give you the idea that you needed, but at least it will be a pointer to why something is failing. So having access to logs, I think, is very important, whether it's a on-premise or off-premise, i.e. in the cloud solution. I really like the idea of being able to review the logs to see, what's going on. Server logs, client-based logs. So it's still doing the database upgrade, running SQL Server scripts. Some really intelligent guy wrote those scripts, I guess. And now we're coming to the end of the actual database upgrade, and we are 28 minutes into this process. Still upgrading the Config Manager database, but it's going to fly by soon. Onto the files. And we are 29 minutes into the upgrade. So we're like 3/4 of the way through. In CM Trace, warnings are highlighted in yellow, and failures or errors or lines with the word fail, failure, or error are highlighted in red.
30 minutes in. "12 minutes 45 seconds to go." Should start on the files any moment now. Okay, so even though it looks like it's stopped, it hasn't. It's still doing its thing, as you will see soon enough. Okay, we are 32 minutes 49 seconds in. What's going on? There we go, some status. Okay, I guess that was a bug with my video recording. Apologies. Anyway, if you go to Jorgen's website, ccmexec.com, you can actually get a list of the new features in Technical Preview 17.12. He posted that today, I think, maybe yesterday. And there's a bunch of new features there that he talks about, such as client PXE, last logged on user, multi-selected applications, and software center, and so on. So, good idea to check out his blog. Jorgen is Enterprise Mobility MVP, part of the same group that I'm in. And he's pretty much always one of the first guys to post about the new features in the technical preview releases. Good job, Jorgen. So make sure to check out his blog post. you get details of the new features in this technical preview. Yeah, there you can see last load time user and so on. And the ability to install multiple applications in Software Center. You can go click, click, click and install multiple apps. Pretty cool. Okay, so, yep, that's worth checking out. Let's go back to the upgrade, see where we're at. Do a refresh, and let's move on big time. Maybe now we can upgrade the console soon enough. Config Manager console. Oh, it's updating the boot images. As you can see there. That takes a bit of a while. Once that's done, I think we can upgrade the console. And move into the post-installation phase. Which hasn't started yet. Still in the installation process phase. And now we are 37 minutes and 42 seconds into the upgrade. And I can see the CM update.log is expanding big time. And I think now we can see here's the access control lists problems with the files. Nothing to worry about. Like I said, lots of red. So now installation is done and we're in post installation. So I think if we go back to the console and do an action, we should get prompted to update the console with the new version. You can do that by going back and looking at the state, for example. As you can see, it's still installing. If you click on refresh, and there you go, there's the pop-up. New version of the console is available, blah blah blah. Click here. And this particular feature was one of the first user voices ever implemented in Config Manager, current branch or technical preview. And it was a user voice idea I raised. Pretty cool. So here we go. Click on yes and off it goes. Closes the Config Manager console and starts upgrading it. Take a couple of minutes. And at this point actually we are
40 minutes into the upgrade process. Only a couple of more minutes left, maybe 3. Some errors there and same update.log. Once it's done updating the console, then it will reopen, and you can look at some of the new features, start experimenting with the new release. If you haven't done already, I'd recommend you set up a lab for technical preview as well as current branch. Have separate labs, so that you can try out each new release, see the features, test it in your lab, verify how things work before implementing it in production. Not that you're going to implement technical preview into production, but you know, by experimenting with technical preview, you're going to see what's going to come, hopefully, to current branch, which you will implement in production sooner or later. So here we are starting the new console, and as you can see, it is System Center Configuration Manager 1712 Technical Preview. So there we are, it's upgraded. And in the console, you see just 2 little features listed. As I said, you can look at the docs.microsoft.com to get more details about the actual features. You can read my blog post about it, or you can read Jorgen's blog post where he goes into some detail about the new features. If you click on devices and look at primary users, that's new, and then right click on columns and choose last log on user. So it's a new. There's Mile. That's me. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. 42 minutes in. That's the upgrade process. Until next time, thank you.